Thank you so much. And Tom, Chris, as someone who is an entrepreneur and work with a range of them, what are some of the challenges that writers, musicians, and people within that space, what are some of the challenges they face in accessing and working within this type of environment?
Thank you very much, Frances. First of all, I'd like to appreciate Madam Roberta Anand for giving me the opportunity to join the panel. She was originally scheduled to be here, but due to work schedules didn't allow. I'm privileged to be here talking with you about an all-important subject. Now, to lay credence to some of the data and numbers that have been mentioned already, I like numbers, so let me give you a few more. The UNESCO says that the creative sector creates over 30 million jobs and employs more young people between the ages of 15 to 29 than any other industry. And of course, the Ghana textile sector could grow by 15.20% to reach $208 million by 2027. And I mentioned textile because Madam Roberta founded a project which is so dear to my heart in helping the fashion designers in Ghana, Nigeria, and Rwanda gain the minimal viability that investors need before they put their money. It's a fantastic project because you spoke about the entrepreneur skills and readiness and investment opportunities. This is what she's doing, and I think it's commendable. Now, of course, the fundamental principle of entrepreneurship, as everybody here will know, is in the word ownership, right? And when you stretch it further, it could mean ownership of unique systems, frameworks, processes, or directional reality. And that's why IP is crucial, because it forms the bedrock of every stage of intervention in terms of technology. Research has shown that in any economy, the number one determinator of growth or ecosystem development is the number of patents that have been filed. I will crave your indulgence for some boring numbers. In 2019, Africa accounted for only 0.5% of the world's patent applications compared to 66.8% in Asia, 19% for North America, and 10.9% for Europe. If you canvass that further, the number of applications from residents constituted only 18.6%, indicating that most of the applications were submitted by non-residents. In South Africa, which had the most number of applications across the continent, you look into the data, it shows that out of the 6,914 applications for patenting, 91.8% came from non-residents, according to the UN. Now, if you look into the number of applications you see across the continent, we have, as at 2019, 16,100 applications. Compare that with Asia with 2,094,800 applications, and Europe, 363,900 applications. Latin America and the Caribbean had 55,700 applications, and North America had 657,900 applications. The question becomes, why is it that in spite of the fact that we understand that entrepreneurship is about ownership, and without ownership, you can't really gain the fruits of your labor? Why is Africa's utilization and Ghana's utilization of IP so low? From practical experience on the field as a business owner and consultant and other indexes, and of course policy documents that have been written, we see the number one issue is dependent on our ICT sector. Mr. Rex, you mentioned about the obsolete systems in place in some institutions, and unless and until we fix that, it will continue to be a problem for us to become competitive with the rest of the world. Obviously, you have inadequate research facilities and funding. I'll give you more data. In 2017, sub-Saharan African countries spent an average of 0.4% of GDP on research. Contrast that with the world's average of 1.7% and the AU's benchmark of 1%.
So just to kind of pull it back, in terms of the challenges we are living within, we've highlighted what some of those are. How are we navigating to protect? Because you guys are all doing incredible work to actually get people to protect their work. So within the context of the challenges, what are some of the things that you're doing to help creatives and help people sort of access that and work towards protecting their work?
One thing that every entrepreneur must have in mind, every creative, because as a business owner, you are the business and the business is the product, right? And so before you begin, the due diligence and the discipline processes of documenting your paperwork and ensuring that you have the legal processes that will secure the idea. I love what the lady said, prepare for success before it comes, right? So that's what we teach, that's what we do. Ensure that you have security over your frameworks and ensure that you have the legal processes of seeking remediation in terms of conferred and primary rights. When they are infringed upon, you can understand how to regain your rights. So education is the fundamental thing. Again, a big thank you to the Embassy and the American Chamber of Commerce for organizing this panel. Without education of what constitutes intellectual property, how to register for one, and those to approach in seeking remediation, I think it will be a huge problem for us to move from point 1 to 2.